Hey everybody, welcome back to X&D Games, and look what I've got. I've got the new Commander deck, and it is of course the Maestros. Yes, 3 colors. Some of the best, I think, in the new set. Alright, and what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and crack this open, and we're going to see what we're going to get. Alright, and you guys are going to be with me the whole time. Break that seal. Y'all know I like that. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, what else is in here? Let's make sure they ain't got none secrets. Secrets. What we got? And in here we got some obvious tokens. I guess you can do what have you, and like this little bit here. This is obviously going to get fixed. I'm gonna put that out here on the because like that looks cool. And in here we got our new Maestro deck. What we got? Ooh. Okay. First off, we're gonna look at the life counter. Looking at it upside down. Ooh. And then it goes up. Okay. Yeah. I see. All right. There's the life counter. I'll leave it there because it's, again, awesome. What else are we going to pull from here? Our instruction packet. Get that out of there. It's going to tell us that we need to buy the secret layer, you know, the most expensive bit. And there is our main god here, Mr. Othello the Painter. Of course. Our assassin guy. And there he is again. I know the wrinkles is not so great on that, but that's pretty good. Alright. And it also comes with a little collector's pack sample. Oh, we're going to open up that last. I'm going to go get right into this deck. Alright. Here we go. I'm super stoked about this, guys. We're going to go through this card by card and see what we get, so that we can all embrace the awesome together. And before I do get that out of there, do anything else? Awesome. Now that I got a good smell of this paper and ink, we'll go through the first one. Goes Othello the Painter. Death Touch. First instant or sorcery you cast each turn has casualty 2. Basically, you sacrifice a creature with power or toughness of 2, and you can copy the spell. It's got Death Touch. Alright. And what's good about this deck is that it comes with really 2 commanders. So if you didn't want to so much play with this one, you play with this one, which this one's equally as good too. It costs a little bit more. Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless that player pays 4 life. Whenever you copy a spell, up to 1 target opponent may also copy that spell. They may choose new targets for the copy. Ooh, all about painters. Alright, and we're getting some cards from the new set. Put our commanders up here. Make it look all spiffy. Yeah. Alright, a little chat. Casualty 1. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand, the other in the bottom of your library. Casualty 1. Sacrifice a 1 creature power with toughness of 1 and copy that spell. Alright. Then we got Glamour Thief. Haste for 1 and tap. Add all 3 of those. Island, swamp, and mountain. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery spell. When this card dies, return up to 1 target instant or sorcery from the graveyard to your hand. Ooh. Maestro's Charm. This one's supposed to be pretty good. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand. Put the rest in the graveyard. Each opponent loses 3 life. You gain 3 life. Or Maestro's Charm does 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. And you get to choose one of these per that. Alright. And then, of course, Maestro's Theater. Basically, as soon as you drop it, you put Island, Swamp, or Mountain into play, and you gain a life. Okay. Deep Analysis. Target player draws 2 cards, and then it's got Flashback with paying life, which is probably even cheaper. So if it goes to graveyard, you just flashback it. Factor Fiction. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, and opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile in your hand and the other in your graveyard. Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Untap up to 3 lands. Ooh. Then we got Ponder. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. You may shuffle. Draw a card. Scry 2, then draw a card. Preordain. Tolran's Invocation. Sorcery, create 2 2/2 blue drake creature tokens with flying. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. Rite of the Raging Storm. Enchantment. Creature named Lightning Ranger can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player creates a 5/1 red elemental creature token named Lightning Ranger. It has trample, haste, and at the beginning of each end step, sacrifice this creature. Goblin Electromancer. Insert sorceries you cast cost 1 less. Arcane Signet. Tap, add 1 mana of any color of your commander's color identity. That's not bad. Commander Sphere. Tap, add 1 mana of any color your commander's color identity. Sacrifice this, draw a card. Demir Signet. Tap 1, create a blue and black. Fell War Stone. Add 1 mana of any color that is a land an opponent controls could produce. Izzet Signet. 1, tap this, create a blue and red. Ooh. Extravagant Replication. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control. Flawless Forgery. Casualty 3. Ooh, some of them new cards. Exile target instant or sorcery card from your opponent's graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. You could do this 2 times. I could do sacrifice 1 with power toughness 3. Sinister Concierge. When Sinister Concierge dies, you may exile it and put 3 time counters on it. If you do, exile up to 1 target creature and put 3 times the counters on it. Each card exile this way that doesn't have a suspend gains suspend. And this instructions. A body count. Spectacle. You may cast this spell for a spectacle cost rather than its mana cost. If an opponent lost life this turn, draw a card for each creature that died under your control this turn. What was it? Dog Detective. Enter the battlefield. Was it Seville? Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you may return Dog Detective from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, I see. Oh, that's nice. Make an example. Each opponent separates the creatures they control into 2 piles. For each opponent, you choose one of their piles. Each opponent sacrifices the creatures in their chosen pile. Piles can be empty. Exile up to... okay. So, but this one, piles can be empty. So if you want to make friends, you just like, maybe you can make an empty pile. I might choose that. But you also make enemies with that too. Kicker for 4. Exile 2 cards from a single graveyard. If this spell was kicked, it said exile target player's graveyard. Create a 2/2 black rogue creature token for each creature card exile this way. Ooh. Xander's Pact, sorcery. Casualty 2. Each opponent exiles the top card of their library. You may cast spells from among those cards this turn. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to spell's mana cost rather than pay life equal to the spell's mana value rather than pay its mana cost. Not bad. Audacious Swap. Casualty 2. The owner of target non-enchantment permanent shuffles it into the library, then exiles the top card of the library. If it's a land card, they put it in the battlefield. Otherwise, they may cast it without paying its mana cost. Determine iteration enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, populate the token created this way. Gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step. Spell Blinding Soprano. There's a lot of rares, a lot of good ones too. When this attacks, instead of sorcery spells you cast this turn, cost 1 less to cast. Encore. Exile this card from your graveyard for each opponent. Create for each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. What is it? Cryptic Pursuit enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, manifest the top card of your library. Put that card in the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up at any time for its mana cost. If it's a creature card, whenever a face down creature you control dies, exile it. If it was an instant or sorcery card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. Oh man. Got a little sorcery here. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Return target multicolor instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Goad each creature target player controls until the next turn. Those creatures attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. Strix, I don't know how I say that. Carrier of the Flame. Phoenix, Flying Haste at the beginning of each end step. If a creature card left your graveyard this turn, return target Phoenix you control deals damage equal to its power to any target. Whenever another Phoenix card you control dies, you may cast this from your graveyard. Smuggler's Buggy. Hideaway 4. When an artifact enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Exile 1 face down, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Whenever Smuggler's Buggy deals combat damage to a player, you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. If you do, return Smuggler's Buggy to owner's hand. Crew 2. Clone Legion. For each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Ooh, mythic rare. Dig Through Time, Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting a spell pays for 1 less. You get top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Drawn from Dreams, the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Mystic Confluence, choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Counter target spell. Unless the controller plays 3, return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card. River Rebuke. Return all non-land permanents target player controls to your hand. I can't say that. Something's Judgment. For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend creates a token that's a copy of a creature they control. Each foe returns a creature they control to its owner's hand. Ooh. Army of the Damned. Create 13 tap 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Flashback. Jesus. Bloodsoaked Champion can't block. Raid. Return Post a champion from the graveyard to your battlefield. Activate only if you attack this turn. Target player draws X cards and loses X life. Damned Pact. That's not bad. Dread Summons. Each player mills X cards for each creature card they put into the graveyard. This way, you create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. Hex. Destroy 6 target creatures. Puppeteer. Yeah. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, put target creature from opponent's graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Gains haste. At the beginning of your next instep, exile it. Persists when this creature dies. If it has no -1/-1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its control with a -1/-1 counter on it. Ooh. So it dies, comes back, and does it all again. Each player sacrifices a creature, creates an XX black demon creature token to play with flying, where X is the total power of the creature sacrificed this way. Exile target creature and all other creatures with the same name that is that creature. Ooh. And then flashback. Skyclave Shade. It's got a kicker for 2. It can't block. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if Skyclave, well, this is in your graveyard, and it's your turn, you may cast it from the graveyard this turn. That's not bad. You don't have to get rid of stuff. When Woe Strider enters the battlefield, you create a 0/1 white goat creature token. Sacrifice another creature, scry. Escape, exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. I think it comes back. Woe Strider escapes with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Yes. Chain Reaction deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. Ooh. To each creature. It's a board wipe for real. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. Ooh, double vision. Flying. Oh, another Phoenix. When this Phoenix dies, create a 0/1 red elemental creature token with, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature and return target card named Rekindling Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield against haste until end of turn. Squee the Immortal. You may cast Squee the Immortal from your graveyard or from exile. Oh, so you just keep bringing that guy back. That's not bad. Bedevil. Search target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Call the Skybreaker. Create a 5/5 blue and red elemental creature token with flying and retrance. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to paying its mana cost. Ooh. That's how not to get rid of something. Ooh, that's another mythic rare. Kess, our mage friend here. During each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If a spell is cast this way, it will be put into the grave. If it will be put in the graveyard, exile. Basically, you cast it from the graveyard to exile. Mimic Vat. Imprint. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile that card. If you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic Vat to its owner's graveyard. 3, tap it, create token as a copy of a card exile with Mimic's Vat. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next step. Twinning Staff. If you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time. You may choose new targets for each additional copy. Cascade Bluffs. Tap it for colorless. Tap a red or blue to add blue, 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 red, red, red. Choked. Enters the battlefield. You may reveal an island or swamp from your hand. If you do, it doesn't enter tapped. Creates. Tap it for blue or black. Tap 1. Tap this. Blue, black. Exotic Orchard. Add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. Reveal a swamp or mountain. It doesn't come into play tapped for red and black. Here, tap 1, tap this, black and red. Enters the battlefield tap unless you control 2 or more basic lands. It doesn't come into battlefield tap unless you control 2 or more basic lands. When this enters it enters the battlefield tapped, and you can scry, lightning greaves, creatures as haste and shroud. Woo! Equip is 0. That's what's up. Tap 1, tap this, Rakdos Signet, black and red, Soul Ring, 2 colorless, Wafers, I don't know, Bauble, whatever. Sacrifice such a library for a basic land card. Put that card into battlefield tap, then shuffle. Ash Barrens is colorless land cycling. Add 1 mana of any color your commander's identity. Enters the battlefield tap. Crumbling Necropolis, blue, black, red. See, tap is colorless, 1, this, search your library, sacrifices island, swamp, or mountain card, put it in the battlefield tap and shuffle. Was it Madrid Landscape? Into the battlefield tap. Colorless, search your library, tap 2 in it, put 2 basic land cards that share a land type, then put them in the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Path of Ancestry, into battlefield tap, add 1 color. Add 1 mana of any color from your commander's color identity. When mana is cast, a creature spell or shares a creature type with your commander, scry for 1. Into battlefield tapped. Choose a color other than red. Tap, add 1 red or 1 other mana chosen color. Same thing with that one, except it's blue. Same thing with that one, except it's black. And then we're going into lands. Ooh. Ooh! It's got them pretty ones. See that? Ooh. Nice. And, oh. Here we go. This is like the commander card. They make it extra thick for you. So this will be like in your commander zone, and you can pull it out or what have you. It's kind of good and thick. Got your goat token, Drake token, lightning ranger, elemental demon, elemental manifest, your card, and your tokens card. And this is what comes in the deck. Quite amazing, I might add. This deck is going to get total play. Try to get my son into it as hardcore as I am. We're going to pick these guys up. All right, and we're going to set the deck to the side here. And we're going to move these. Oh, no, I'm going to put that there. All right, so this is the sample pack. I have been waiting to see what's in here. And what it is, it's a booster pack, sealed product, not for resale, for new capping. Ooh. I'm going to open this without messing up the cards. There we go. There we go. All right, toss that to the side and see what we get. You gotta be kidding me. Ooh. Glamour Thief and Evelyn the Covetous. Ooh. These are shiny. Wait, these are the ones in here, aren't they? Nope. 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 I'm definitely going to keep these. That is super dope. This is haste, tap. Oh yeah, I did have that one. This one, this or another vampire in the battlefield under your controls. Exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once per turn, you may play a card from exile with a collection counter on it. That was exile by ability you control. You may spend this mana as though it were cast. Nice. I like those. That was a pretty good haul. We got a lot of good cards. For my commander setup, I have other cards to add to it. Maybe take out a few, add it to a few. But that's my 100 card commander deck. If you like this deck, which is Maestro's Massacre, you should totally get one yourself. But yeah, if you like me opening up the commander decks, just let me know. I'll see what I can do about adding more commander decks to my list of stuff to get. And with that, if you, whatever card you liked, go ahead and put in the comments, or if you think of a better card to add to the deck, put in the comments below. If you like what you saw, go ahead and give me a big old like. And if you want to see more great content, remember to hit that notification bell and subscribe, because that's what we do. And with that being said, I want you all out there to have a good rest of your evening or day or whenever you see this. And remember to love yourself and love somebody else. All right, guys. Remember to have a good one. Bye.